have flown. Hell is frozen over. The Saints are on their way to the Super Bowl.
4-3, game on the line. Williams lofting one for a deuce. He caught
it! You're listening to the world's #1 football podcast. Now, here are your hosts, Ben Hansen, Matt Hartman, and Ryan Matthews.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Pigskin Project, episode 199, which is fun because next week will be 200. We've got a lot of stuff planned for this week and next week as well. Super excited. We'll be talking about the trades that have happened within the last 24 to 48 hours, the other transactions, and then we'll be talking Madden. So those of you gamers in the chat, very exciting stuff rather. But without further ado, Matt, how are we doing?
I am doing great. There are so many times where I don't know, like a loss, like specifically the Thunder would kill me. I'm so excited for this team to bounce back. I'm so excited for Chet to come back and play basketball again after this.
I'll have a chip on his shoulder.
They're going to. I'm to see again the way they lost is still a bummer, and who they lost to is an even bigger bummer. But I don't have to think about that series anymore. I've been thinking about that series since January 1st. And for it to be just over is nice. But
I kind of figured that was going to be the Western Conference Finals too. Just thinking about how the season was playing out.
Oh yeah.
It was going to be good. Ben, how are we doing?
Yeah, no, I'm doing great. Mix of emotions. Every day, every hour, I'm feeling something a little different. But we'll get into that. If you guys are watching the podcast at this point, you guys know why. We've talked about it ad nauseum at this point. But I am doing great. Excited to see the Spurs win the NBA championship, Matt. How's that? It's gonna be funny because in 3 years, when the Spurs are so good and Wemby's gonna be the best player in the world, we're gonna be like, we hate the Spurs. Spurs are awful. Why?
I'm already there.
Take it back. And you think about it a year or two ago, when OKC was there and when Shea was in the spotlight that Wemby's in, everyone was loving on him. But people hate success. So a couple of years we'll be hating on Wemby and the Spurs.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I
I
saw one where it was because Wemby, the way Wemby reacted after he won, which was I don't want to say cool, but the emotion.
Cool. It was cool.
You could clearly say 7 games of this series clearly took everything out of him. So for him to be rewarded, he lost his shit. And 2 years ago, when Jason Tatum had passion, it was corn. He was a cornball, So it's I just think it's funny. Again, we all like our favorites and we all sympathize with our favorites, but no, I'm with you. I think there's gonna be a moment with Wembanyama that I think kind of resonates with the people that he's evil, and we need to take him down.
Mm-hmm.
So before we dive in too deep to football, I just want to say there's a question that's been on my mind when it comes to the finals, and obviously this is a football podcast. We'll get on with it, but is it going to be 4-0? Are they sweeping, or is it going to be 4-1 or 4-2? Because I'm thinking more 4-1 is probably the safest, but the Spurs are winning this.
It depends on Cat, because I feel because I think the way Hartenstein guarded him, Cat can do that stuff where he's just banging around in the paint. Cat is built in that way, but the thing with Cat is he gets 3 fouls in the first 10 minutes of some games. We saw it against the Sixers. And he hasn't really been challenged by a center like that. Because Mobley isn't going to go at him like that, or Jared Allen isn't going to shoot the ball. Wemby can do everything. So if it all depends on Cat and foul trouble. Like I kind of like the way the Knicks match up, to be honest. I think with like the way Castle guards, I think Brunson can kind of use his quickness to get around him, where Shea is just not quick. Shea just wants to like kind of herky jerky get to his spots. Brunson's got some like quickness in his first step, so I don't know. I think it's going to be a good finals. I just don't want to. If the Spurs sweep, I'm ruined. I'm ruined.
No, the Spurs will. I think it'll be Spurs. Like, yeah, series is gonna end like 4-2 or something. Spurs in 6. It would be fun though. Like, I selfishly am rooting for a game 7. I have a buddy who's a big Knicks fan. We have his bachelor party coming up. Game 7 will be the weekend of his bachelor party, so it would be awesome. That would be huge. His bachelor party. He's a Knicks fan. It goes to Game 7. That'd be fun. Anyways, we got a lot of in the football.
Lastly, I just want to say New York winning an NBA championship would be huge. That city's going nuts right now with all the decorations and stuff that they've got, like changing the light poles to basketballs and painting the public transit tunnels to or stations, I guess, to Knicks colors. Like, it's really cool to see a community come together like this when they haven't for so long. And how could you root against them? But anyways, without further ado, there were a couple massive trades that happened on June 1st. And I think we should dive into probably, I would say, the most obvious one first, being AJ Brown.
Jalen Reagor signing with the Dolphins.
There were a couple veteran signings as well. OBJ to the Giants, Reagor to the Dolphins, Juju Smith-Schuster to the Giants. Kind of reloading a little bit more on the receiver side. I'm excited for Neighbors to get healthy on that front before we dive into the big trades, I guess. Neighbors to get healthy, that way he can learn from these guys that have done this before, like OBJ. But also excited to see like where the receiving core goes and like who's actually going to make the team and actually be something on this team. Braxton Berrios, I believe, is the other name that the Giants had signed. So, just to kind of highlight those, I don't think there's too much to kind of hit on those.
No, I was 100% joking.
Yeah, but
I was 100%.
Anyways, the most obvious one that was going to happen this whole time, AJ Brown to the Patriots. Dude's already at OTAs. He's already practicing. He's wearing the jersey.
As he should.
He's excited. The introductory press conference already happened. So he's a Patriot now. Ben, I'd like to go to you first. Explain to the people how everything is going.
Yeah, it's tough to like express stuff that I haven't already at this point, right? Because this is something that we've known for like since like February at this point, right? Like we have known that this was going to happen for a very long time. I'm ecstatic that we were able to get a first round pick. It sucks that a guy like AJ Brown's caliber is leaving the building, of course, but I am very happy that we were able to get a first round pick for him. Right? Like it seems like the Patriots were bidding against themselves. And like the other team that was like realistically going to make that trade would have been the Rams, and they had made obviously a move earlier in the day that had taken them out of that, ability to do such. So the Patriots were bidding against themselves and still ended up trading a first round pick for AJ Brown. So I'm ecstatic with the return. It's going to be really interesting to see what this offense is going to look like without him. I've said it numerous times before. Fully confident that Devontae Smith is going to be able to step into the wide receiver 1 role without any issues. The issue is what do you do after that, right? Like if AJ had a bad game, you could go to Devontae. Devontae's having a bad game. It's on Lemons, who is a rookie. So, but again, and I'm happy about it. The big thing the big thing in this is the Patriots and like what impact does this have on Drake May? I'm very excited to see. For years, Patriots fans, regardless of the quarterback, say we really need to have a good wide receiver one. They finally have it. How is it going to mold well with Drake May? Only time will tell. But that seems like a really fun connection that'll be worth keeping an eye out for. And AJ seems very, very happy and content. He clearly did not care about winning or losing. And he only cared about putting up 1,500 yards every year. So that's how we found ourselves in this situation, because he asked out when they were 4-0. But I won't dig too much into it. Also, those rumors going around social media, don't do that. Eagles fans and anyone else, stop it. Don't do that. We're not going to even say what those rumors are here on this podcast, because I'm not going to even shed light to that. But the rumors about AJ and why he wanted out, just don't do it. Don't do it. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be angry.
He was rubbed the wrong way, guys. Matt,
Or the right
or the right way. Matt, any thoughts?
Yeah, I from the Patriots side, I think this is an excellent trade, because you're not trading out of premium picks in 2027. 2028, your quarterback should be even more evolved in a sense. Like, he's coming off an MVP caliber year where they made the Super Bowl. And so in 2 years, where's he going to be in 2 years, right? And then the point of, like, to justify this trade, how good does A.J. Brown, like, for how long, I think is my biggest thing. Is, like, I think they're expecting to get 2 to 3 still, like, prime years from him, right?
You should.
And that's where this comes down to. Where is he completing the receiver core? Because I think they have a lot of, like, good players. Like, this makes Kayshon Boutte, like, expendable, which whatever that is. Like, I would call the Raiders yesterday, be like, hey, do you guys want someone who's caught the football before? But overall, like, it's just putting the room together. Dobbs, Kyle Williams, Pop Douglas are all guys that are going to be around.
Mac Hollins.
And then Mac Hollins. I think A.J. Brown slides into the Mac Hollins role, I'll be honest. But
you think?
Then the Eagles side of this, like, I mean, they told us on draft night, and we said that in the draft recap show, like, the minute that they're taking a wide receiver in the first round and moving, not an arm and a leg, but moving up to get him, I think that's where you're making the case that A.J. Brown's not going to be around. But it's all about the quarterback, right? The quarterback bringing that receiver room up to his level, because he's being paid like one of the 10-ish guys. So I think I'm interested.
Which,
yeah,
I to the Lemon stuff, and I mean, you were the one who obviously astutely pointed it out. I'd lived through it, but I'm interested to see how that's going to turn out, because like recent history, like that's the one position that Howie Roseman has not been able to draft, and like that's how you end up with A.J. Brown in the first place, is because you were not able to draft wide receivers at a good enough level. And obviously Devontae Smith has turned out, been well worth the investment, of the first round pick. But aside from him, you haven't been able to get anything right, especially like this specific archetype of wide receiver that Lemon is. So it'll be interesting.
I just want to attack this from a fan's perspective. It's really cool to me that A.J. Brown wound up on the Patriots at some point in time in his career, just because he made it very well known that was like his childhood team. He said that he's got a Patriots, like, what was it, like a Patriots rug or something like that in his man cave for the longest time. And so it was cool to kind of see that. I think of it as kind of like a childhood dream fulfilled. As a little kid, I always dreamed of playing for the Bears. So, like, I can only imagine what this feels like for him. So that's a really cool aspect of it. Now back to I guess a podcaster's point of view or analyst or however you want to put it. Um, you know, when I think of this, I think about all right, Devonte Smith. I remember like he gets banged up and he'll play through it, but I'm just saying like in situations like this, you're relying on Mekhi Lemon to be good, and it kind of makes me think about like what you had said the draft history and um overall, I'm not saying that I'm not putting my faith in Mekhi Lemon, but worst case scenario, you're you're okay. Let's say Devonte Smith gets hurt,
I also
and
want to nip that. I also want to nip that in the butt. Devontae Smith has only missed 4 regular season games in
which, like
his
I said, he plays through
5 years
it, but he's.
playing.
I'm not saying it's gonna. I feel like it would be funny, or it would be just like
Don't
it's
say
not
funny.
uncommon,
Don't say
not
that.
funny. Like I was saying, like it would be like silly
I,
to say like he's not on the injury report like fairly often. You know what I'm saying? Like he will play through it, but my problem is like okay, now that he's getting more attention on the offense, where does that fit in? Does he miss any more time? And if so, Lemon is who you're going to a lot more. And then who else? And then at that point, the biggest question becomes, hey, you just told the world that you're not re-signing your quarterback to an extension unless you see noticeable improvement, and you just
no,
got rid of
that's
a
such
top
a
10.
facetious report. I'm sorry. This is the one thing that you're gonna always rage bait me on. Of course, they're not going to sign him to an extension. He has 3 years left on his contract. We're not talking about how the Bills aren't going to re-sign Josh Allen, or how the Bears aren't going to re-sign Caleb Williams. Get out of here. Miss
Actually,
me with that.
they're trying to create room for
I
the extension now,
I understand. He's going. He's
that's what you do when you have
year
faith in
3.
the
He's not even
quarterback.
eligible. So miss me. But that was one of the stupidest reports that I had seen all offseason. Of course, they're not going to have any conversations about extending him. Why would they? He's making top 10 quarterback money, as Matt pointed out, and he has 3 years. I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at the stupid report.
No,
Like,
I know.
it was the
I
dumbest
think it's at
reporting I've
least
ever seen in my entire life.
listen, I think it's at least worth noting. I think that, the report came out and the way that the report was put out, I believe it's put there for a reason. You just got rid of a massive target for him. And I don't feel like it's out of the question to at least include this and that his job's going to become harder here. Like you're relying on a first year receiver and you're relying on Devonte Smith, who, like you had said, like if he were to, have an off day, then you rely on AJ Brown. But if he has an off day now, you're hoping, fingers crossed, that this guy turns out, and your GM's history at drafting receivers, as you just said, is not a positive one. So I think that it's at least worth noting when there's questions surrounding your quarterback, I guess, at least in the media perspective. Throw away what I've said about the guy. For purely talking points, I think it's at least worth noting that the guy's job just got harder. You're putting more
Yes.
pressure on the guy.
Yeah.
See what he's made of. Pressure makes diamonds. We'll see. He already won a Super Bowl. I'm not
Now
saying
you're starting to
it could,
sound like Jalen Hurts.
I'm just saying well, it's not that cheesy yet. But I'm just saying like it could very well end up going perfectly fine, and this could be a whole nothing burger. And you guys walk away with draft capital, and you trade a receiver that's probably going to be done here within the next 5 years. But I'm just saying it's at least worth noting for the time being. Matt, it looks like maybe I got some gears turning. What are you thinking?
I think the biggest thing when you're saying like, well, they got rid of one of his favorite guys. Like this has been known. This, you know what I'm saying? This isn't like all of a sudden we're making this decision. Like AJ Brown wanted this decision, and so they made the decision.
Since week 4.
I don't think this is. I don't think this is so much of a like. Well, we're trading him because we want to. This will maximize Jalen Hurts in a sense. I think the offensive coordinator decision more so did that, and so
Yeah.
we'll see. It sucks to be the we'll see guy every time a trade happens, but that's kind of how this works out. They have put everything in place to funnel to backfill whatever the loss of AJ Brown is. And if we can in an aggregate Mekhi Lemon. The other part of this is Devontae Smith takes another leap. Like, that's the other part I really want to attack, is like, he is a really good wide receiver too. I think he is really, really good. But if they want to be one of the 10 to 12 best offenses, he needs to take another leap. And so I'm excited to see if that guy can do it, because at every turn, I feel like he's proved me wrong specifically, just because, like, from the minute he came in, he's been very productive. And there was always a hesitancy because of, like, his draft profile and his, skinny nature. But that's just my whole thing, is that he'll bounce back from it.
Yeah. Smitty has to take a step up for sure. It is fun to see like AJ and Smitty's relationship, like even off the field. Yeah. Like those two guys are like best friends. Like in like a postseason like interview with Devontae Smith, like he was like, I know if I don't have anything else, no matter what, I have Jalen Hurts, and like those two guys are like best friends. Obviously, like dating back to college days when Devontae Smith was a freshman and won the national championship and all that. And but yeah, it'll be interesting. The connection definitely needs to develop. Again, Drake May just got a weapon. The Patriots were just in the Super Bowl and just got a top 5, top 10 wide receiver in the NFL.
Yeah, this is the way you stave off regression. I feel like they're going to be the team that everybody's pointing at, saying like they're going to regress. The schedule's going to get harder. They're going to win 8 games. How do you stave it off? You just go and get super aggressive on the offensive end to add playmakers, and I think they did that in a real way. So I'm excited to see the way they bounce back.
And I'll say this too, and Matt, I believe you and I have talked about it, like with running backs especially, it seems like they kind of have a monster year, and then that next year it's like they don't have as good of a year. And, I'm saying this specifically because when you talk about regression, I feel like it'd be, again, silly to forget about Saquon Barkley and how massive of a piece of this offense he is. Because with a new offensive play caller, and
down year was last year.
that's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying is that he had his down year. It's time for him to kind of get back, get his feet back from underneath him. And here's the thing too, like when you look at that, I mean, he's already commented on it. He was like, this is nowhere near where I needed to be, going into this season, and I will make sure that this isn't where I'm at going into next one. So I have all the faith in the world that this guy is going to go out there and ball out. And because of that, I think Saquon Barkley alone in this offense can win you that amount of games. And if your passing game is at least subpar, like you're going to be a double-digit winning team, especially with the way that this defense looks. So I don't think that there's any doubt in my mind. Like you might see some growing pains considering, I mean, Lemon's a rookie. Like the dude might have some drops where he might not need, like it happens with rookie receivers, and it might take him some time to get acclimated to the NFL speed. But regardless, they've got at least 2 to 3, depending on how many or how much you rely on Goddard or what you think of Goddard. But like, they've got at least that many offensive weapons alongside Jalen Hurts. So they've got it, and their O-line's still pretty decent too. So like, it's going to be a majority of the offense is fine. Losing one receiver isn't going to make all the difference, but I do think it's at least noting like like I said, there's going to have some growing pains, and they might take a slight step back in the passing game. But the good thing is, to come out of all of this is you're going to take a step forward in the running game, and that's what matters. So I think that does it for this one.
Yeah, let's get to the bombshell that shattered the NFL that no one actually saw coming.
This one made me really mad, strictly because and let me say this, and it's not just because like I have family that are Browns fans and blah blah blah, but yes, yeah, thank you. So when you look at this trade and the reports that came with it, The Browns traded Myles Garrett for Jared first, a 2027 first, a 2028 second, and a 2029 third. When you look at the reports that were coming out of Cleveland, they were saying that, hey, we did not want to trade this guy. And they were saying adamant for weeks that we don't want to trade this guy. And the Rams kept calling and kept calling and kept calling. And I think what you do when you're a team like this should be, if you get one offer that you like, right? And this is happening, I would say, right now in the NBA. We were just talking basketball 20 minutes ago, right? This is happening in the NBA for Giannis. They got an offer they like. So let's see if anybody else can beat it. But the Browns did not do that. Now, I'm not saying that they did. Hold on a minute. I'm not saying that the return is bad. I hate the process that was committed, just because nobody else knew about it. And I understand also, it's also worth noting, Myles Garrett had a no trade clause in his contract. So, and he noted in the press conference that he had today that this was something he found out that might be a possibility next week. I'm sure the front office was like, listen, we're hearing them out. We don't want to trade you. But in the scenario we see something, would you be okay with going to LA? I would assume that would be fine for him. So,
yeah.
Now about the return. I think they did an awesome job with what they got. I just don't like how they didn't contact anybody else to see if somebody could maybe try and beat it. But Jared Verse is going to be a fantastic piece for this defense. I'm not saying he's going to fill a Myles Garrett-sized hole, because he's literally the greatest edge rusher of all time, in my opinion. But Jared Verse is going to be a very good young piece to this defense, and it fits the timeline a lot better than what Myles Garrett did. On top of that, they recoup draft capital that they'll see for the next 3 years. These are 3 impact picks too. They're not 5th round picks. They're not 6th round picks. They're not 7th. You're talking 1st, 2nd, and 3rd round picks alongside an impact player that you're going to have on contract for 3 years after this? That's massive. And I listen, Myles Garrett's an awesome player. And Ben, you and I both agree that he's one of our favorite players, if not our favorite player in the league that doesn't play for our teams. Matt, I don't remember exactly where you stand on that, but I'm sure that you're a fan of Myles Garrett as well. But I'm just saying it's absolutely fun to think about this from the Browns' perspective, because everybody on social media is talking about how massive this is for the Rams. And I get that. We're going to get there. But I just want to say, let's not overshadow how the Browns got here, because not only did they get Jared Verse in the draft capital, they got Myles Garrett off of the books, and they're going to be free from the Watson contract soon as well. This is huge for Cleveland, and it's tough to see the light at the end of the tunnel right now. Totally get it. Your job is to suck for the next year, and if all goes to plan, congratulations. Now we're talking, right? And the best part about it too, they have offensive weapons. If they can go out and get a quarterback in the 27 drafts, this is fun. We're having fun. This might be worth it. Just saying. Where do you guys stand on this?
I want to talk about Myles Garrett. Go to the Rams first. I want to talk about the Super Bowl favorites going from Jared Verse, who is a good player, to Myles freaking Garrett, who is the best player in the sport. What?
Can we leave Aaron Donald out of this conversation?
No. Find the fire, big fella. Like, I mean, come on. This is when you see a team, like, it gets my juices going, because a team like this, where they're just still in prohibitive, like, let's get even better mode. And I feel like that's the admiration that I have for the Rams, because they could easily sit on their hands, and Jared Verse could be someone that they view as a building block, and the Browns clearly view as a building block, because I still believe that no package is going to beat the Rams package, being able to give you 1st, 2nd, 3rd picks in the next 3 drafts, along with a player that is 2-time All-Pro or 2-time Pro Bowl, has the All-Pro upside. But just from the stance of like, you think back to a few years ago when this Rams team won the Super Bowl, they had difference makers on the defensive end. They had two guys in Aaron Donald, who is wrecking the defensive line, and Jalen Ramsey, who is an every down, can play anywhere defensive back. They did those exact things this offseason, going and get Myles Garrett and getting Trent McDuffie. And so, again, this team is on the timeline of what Matthew Stafford presents. We can, beat the dead horse that is the Ty Simpson pick. Whatever. I think that is more so just clarity at this point. I think it's more so hey, we're fine with the quarterback, and we don't want to risk this free agency class again because this one was horrible. But just from the standpoint of just leveling up, going from Jared Verse to Myles Garrett is a massive upgrade. Like, going from bad to average is a massive upgrade. Going from, Jared Verse is an above average to really good player to Myles freaking Garrett, who just had 23 sacks. Like, defensive player of the year 2-time. He has made the all-pro first team 5 of the last 6 years, I believe. Like, come on, man. I think this is incredible.
Yeah, no, and I mean, the three of us have had the conversation, right? Like, the Rams were already, I mean, this is obviously based off of like sportsbook and odds that are out there. But the Rams were already, before this trade, the odds-on favorite to win the Super Bowl. And then they went out and made this trade and just like solidified that, right? And again, we had this conversation, like, as it stands now, there's maybe the Seahawks or the other team in the NFL that can compare to them. And then it's everyone else. And then it's just a laundry list of this team could, but they need to figure out their passing offense. Or this team could, but CJ Stroud needs to, figure it out. Or, Justin Herbert needs to not absolutely suck in the playoffs. Or so on and so forth.
There's so much projection for everybody else. For everyone else.
Exactly. That, like, this just put the Rams over the top. Like, this is massive. And it's just going to be a lot of fun. And again, Ryan, I know you want to talk about it, but again, it just makes my bones shiver thinking, like, Aaron Donald, come on. Like, I know you're 35, but, like, come on, big fella.
He said he's flirting with the idea.
Yeah, that's what he said.
It wasn't a no, man. It wasn't a no. Yeah. That's awesome.
Exactly. So it would be so much fun. I'm here for it. And then again, from the Brown side, Andrew Berry had his press conference today. He had said that they didn't think that they were going to trade him, but Jared Verse changes the calculus of that trade, because again, Jared Verse is a good NFL edge rusher. He's above average, close to elite there. So when you can get that guy while also getting a first round pick that better aligns, with your timeline as a team, so you don't, you can maybe tank a little bit to figure more things out. It just made sense for both sides. It's just it's going to be a lot of fun. It's funny because again, the Rams are just right back, like, Les Snead wasted no time going right back to the F them picks. We don't need them, and like that needs to be studied
for this player, not for like Ndamukong Suh, who's in his late 30s.
Yeah,
like that's
this guy's 30 years old. Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Is like,
and
I was gonna hit on really quick. I'm sorry, Ben. So like, when you think about the Rams' perspective of it, right? You're getting this guy for the next 5 years. That might overshadow what's left of Matthew Stafford. He's on contract. He's on contract for 5 years,
which is good.
At 30 years old, I see him playing it out. So my thing is like, if Matthew Stafford were to retire, you're still adding a very impactful piece to an already good defense for your rookie quarterback to come in after a year of being mentored by Matthew Stafford, to come in with a massive supporting cast that, hey, the pressure's not on you as much as it could have been with another team, like, let's say, I would say the Steelers, maybe, I'm just saying, for example, this is huge. And the last fun piece that I have to say, I mean, we're talking about the game. I feel like I'm living in a Madden franchise mode. And they were just like, let's win a Super Bowl. click. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was definitely one of those moments to where it was like, whoa.
Yes, yeah. Well, and that goes back to the point that I'm making overall. Like, and again, this is a more like zoomed out perspective on the trade, and it isn't like micro focus on Myles Garrett in this specific transaction. But it is really fun to see again the way that Les Snead has made this football team, right? Where we talk about these teams that are like, all right, we need to tank, we need to get as much draft capital as possible, figure this out. Les Snead is all the way on the other side of the spectrum. He said, like, who cares? Why would I spend a first round pick on a player that could be an all pro corner when I could just trade that first round pick for an all pro corner? Why would I spend a first round pick that could be an all pro edge rusher when I could just trade for an all pro edge rusher? So it's just the way that he builds the team is just really fun. Again, it's a unique way that you don't often see, but with the way that you can manipulate cap now, it makes a lot of sense. It's really fascinating, and we could go into dialogue about it for 2.5 hours and get into the weeds of different team building philosophies, which we're not going to do. But it's just a fun way to look at it that, one of his only 2 first round picks that he's made in the last 9 years was Jared Verse, who he then traded away to get Myles Garrett. So
yeah, the
Fun
thing
trade.
about like the cap, someone had like put some projections out, and it was, I mean, the way he ends it is perfect. His cap numbers the next 3 years: $9 million, 15.86, and 21. No dead money after this. It's like getting Myles Garrett on George Karlaftis money because of this. So like you just think about, you're still able to create, like you're still able to pay the Puka Nakuas of the world, which they inevitably will. You're still able to pay the Kobe Turners of the world if you inevitably want to pay him over someone like Braden Fisk. But he's not even walking into like a dormant defensive line. Like he's not walking into a defensive line where it's like, all right, Myles, can you bring us up to this level? Like Fisk, Poona Ford, Kobe Turner, Byron Young is still a hell of a unit.
Young.
So like, I mean,
Byron Young had 12 sacks last year.
Yeah, I am incredibly excited because these are one of the bets that I am willing to make. Like when the Saints are trading 2 first-round picks to move up in the draft in 2018 when they're trying to win a Super Bowl, that's just wrong. That's just not how you do it. Because, again, like trading draft capital, get proven players, get real players.
Yes.
And Myles Garrett is as real as they come. And he can transform a defense, and he's done for how long with Cleveland. And, I mean, it didn't matter in the end. But just overall, I think he supercharges any defense he's on. And now he's going to supercharge a Super Bowl defense, and that makes me super excited.
Yeah.
All right, so that'll do it for the 2 big trades. Now it's time to get into some fun. First things first, before we dive into it too deep, the Madden cover has leaked, at least the deluxe edition. So here is your Madden.
Wait, this isn't even real?
What? This is legit. This is.
Oh,
this
it's
is,
a leak. You said it's a leak, so it's not even out yet?
No, it's not. It's not officially announced yet. No, but this one was announced alongside of the deluxe edition of College Football 27. As far as the cover in that one, looks like a cover of Blue Mountain State. Pretty funny. But anyways,
hey, watch how you speak about Kurt Signetti, buddy.
But regardless, we're here to talk about Madden today. First off, there's a lot of like takes about this cover, and as awesome as this is, first off, I wore number 27 in high school, and the fact that it's Madden 27 and a Bears quarterback is on the cover, awesome to me. So for years to come, if you see a printed out, framed version of Madden 27 on the wall, that's why. Another thing, I kind of agree with this take.
What do the nails say? What do the nails say?
They're just Bears logos, and then they've got like, yeah, like the middle
That's
fingers
fair.
are yeah. So anyway, the pointer fingers the Chicago flag, the middle fingers are the Bears logo. I forget what the other two are though. But anyways, yeah, I can't stress this enough. I understand that Caleb Williams had one of the most memorable moments of the playoffs this year, but this is a guy that threw for under 60% completion percentage, under 4,000 passing yards on a team that came back in majority of their wins. Like, I understand, I get it. And maybe that's why this is the deluxe edition, right? And like the standard edition hasn't been, maybe it's too covered. I don't know. But like, when I hear people make the argument that JSN should have been on there, what it's like 1,800 yards or so in a Super Bowl win, he should have been on there. Myles Garrett broke the sack record. Like, it's a little complicated now, but like maybe he should have been on it. Matthew Stafford, another Ram, MVP, never been on a Madden cover before. Maybe he deserves it. Like, these are all different candidates that I say are very good candidates that should have been on it. However, this is a cool cover, and I don't think anybody can like dispute that. This is a really cool looking cover. Bare weather, you got the snow, you have the white uniform. It's so cool, and maybe it's some bias. So I'm gonna open up the floor here, but I just wanted to address a couple things first before we go into the more fun aspect of it for what I have planned.
He looks like he needs one of the big coats in the wintertime.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's Iceman.
Yeah,
He's made of that.
He does look chilly. Iceman, right? I think it's a cool cover. I'm excited to hear the next part. It's a little difficult for me to like really get behind it. I haven't played Madden a little bit. Like I didn't even get behind the Saquon the cover when he backwards hurdled the dude. But I am very excited to hear the different facts and trivia that you have for us.
I will tell you this much. This is pathetic, but I'm going to admit to it. This is my version of the Super Bowl so far. Like, this is so cool.
Anyways, so Matt, how are you doing?
Jerk. Anyways, yeah. So, I'll get rid of this. First off, quick question for you before I get into my research. What would you guys say is the most nostalgic Madden cover of your life? Or I guess if there's a couple, give me a couple.
Madden 12 Peyton Hillis. It's my favorite game.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. We had Ray Lewis and Peyton Hillis.
The Madden 10 cover was awesome with Palomalu and Fitzgerald. That was really cool. That's something I wish that they could go back to. And we got the last version of the dual cover
Brady
athlete. It was Brady Mahomes, and that one was kind of pathetic. Like, I didn't like the new design because like Lamar got a Madden cover, if you remember, but that one was a really bad looking Madden cover. Like, they could have done something so much cooler with Lamar. Anyways,
you didn't like the Madden 11 cover, Matt?
I didn't.
Yeah.
Who was on it? It was Breeze.
It was Drew Brees.
I had that one for the Wii, dude. That one's awesome. All right, so I've got a couple questions. I went over them with Matt beforehand, so I'm going to be asking Ben these questions because he has yet to hear any of them. And Matt, if you remember them, you can answer them if Ben doesn't get them. So, out of the two conferences, what conference do you think is featured the most on Madden covers since they first came out? Let me put it this way. Since John Madden stopped gracing the cover of Madden, because they started featuring players on it in like 95 or 96.
Yeah, I'd imagine that it's pretty close. I'm gonna have to say the NFC. I'm gonna guess the NFC because you have Brett Favre, you have Megatron, you have Barry, you have OBJ, you have Donovan McNabb, you have Drew Brees. Is it Sean Alexander? Was he on one of them?
I believe so. Yep.
but it's really close because you have AB.
Please keep in
Tom
mind,
Brady. You have
going forward. I am also counting the special editions. So, and I know this might be controversial, but yes,
oh,
I did find the Spanish editions and everything like that.
that's
Anybody that has
absurd.
ever been featured on a Madden cover is documented in my notes right now.
You're sick. You're sick in the head.
I love this game, dude.
Yes, yeah. I can think of more NFC players than I can AFC players. I think AFC has been a little bit more recent, again with AB, Gronk, Pat Mahomes and everything. But throughout history, when I think of Madden NFL covers, I think more of NFC players. So I'll say NFC.
You are correct. Now, out of the NFC, how many teams do you think have not graced the NFL Madden covers?
Okay, so 16, 4.
You're actually going through this. Okay. You said 4?
Yeah. I'm not gonna go all the way. No, okay, four is not enough. 4 is not enough. We'll say 6. Not that's significantly better, but we'll say 6.
Out of the entire NFC, only one team has not graced the cover of a Madden game. And that is, in its team's history, I understand it's controversial. It's the Commanders / the Redskins. Yeah. They neither version of the team has ever graced the cover. Now, in the AFC, you have 8 teams that have not graced the cover of the game. Can you name at least 4 of them?
8 teams, that's half the NFL. Broncos.
Actually, I stand corrected. Hold on one second because I did not mark that. So it's 7. It is 7. Technically, if you want to get technical with it. But you said Broncos. Okay. Broncos, one of them.
Yeah. Okay. AFC North. Browns have been on it. Steelers have been on it. Ravens have been on it. Has a Bengals player been on it? I don't think a Bengals player's been on it.
Bengals player has never graced even a special edition of Madden.
Yeah. Okay. AFC East. I don't think a Dolphins player has.
Dolphins player has not. You're killing it.
Okay. Patriots player has. I'm missing a team. Patriots. Bills. Josh Allen was on one. Patriots, Bills, Dolphins. Who's my last team in the East?
The Jets are the last team in the East.
Yeah. The Jets.
The Jets.
Okay.
The Jets were the team that I said actually they have that I just corrected. In Madden 09, Brett Favre wore a Packers jersey, but they traded him to the Jets that offseason. So technically, he also wore
but he was wearing. He was wearing a Packers jersey in the Madden 09 cover.
Nope. Hold on. I'll find it.
In the Madden 09 cover, he was wearing a Packers jersey.
Can you purchase a Jets cover?
Hold on one second. You can, absolutely. They switched it after he was traded.
I refuse to believe that's real. I refuse to believe that's real.
I promise you.
I refuse to believe that's not.
But that is the only Jet that has a cover. But yes, that is real. That is very real.
Yikes. I don't know. This seems.
It's a bit of a Mandela effect, right?
It seems like there's only a couple
Matt,
photos
can you think of
on the internet.
Can you think of any other AFC teams that don't have a Madden?
I got through 2 divisions. You didn't let me get
through
mine. Matt can do the other 2 divisions.
I was gonna say, so Matt was not included in this question when I had gone over them.
I mean,
before.
Colts, Texans.
Those are 2. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so there's 2 teams that are left. Can you guys name those 2?
Chargers.
That's another one.
I'm out.
Jaguars.
Jaguars were on the 96 Madden
Yeah.
cover.
Yeah, this
technically.
one. Okay, this one pissed me off when he did the. Yeah, he did this one with the Panthers.
Yep, there was a Panther tackling a Jaguar on the cover of
1996
Madden 96.
cover.
Really?
They were still featured. They were on the helmet was on the cover. Yes, absolutely. And the players were identified. So I don't know who the players were, but
I don't know
Broncos
about
have a
that.
cover?
I already said
he already said the Broncos. Yeah,
Who'd they have? Because they didn't have Vaughn.
no.
the
Like the
Broncos
Broncos
not.
are a team that don't have one.
Okay.
And I've already we've already ruled that out. Moving on to the AFC South. Anyone in the AFC South stand out to you, Matt?
Well, I did Colts Texans. Those are the
Yeah.
two. Because Titans have Vince.
Yeah. Okay.
Did I
and then
stump
the
you?
AFC... No.
The North, we definitely like.
You already
the
went
North,
over the North.
Yeah, all three in the North are definitely. I mean, it's Raiders.
There's only one other division you haven't really hit on too much.
Which one? The West.
The AFC West.
We did Chargers Broncos.
Raiders.
Raiders are the last team. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, considering Colts Broncos were on that list of teams that have
Methodically
not
working
had
through
it,
that.
isn't that just? I thought it was fascinating that Peyton Manning was not he was not on it no
for
matter
either
what.
team. For
Yeah,
either team.
and yep, and Eli Manning wasn't either. And my dad and I were talking about it. It was like, do you think that they were probably approached? Probably, but they were still featured in the game, so I don't see why they wouldn't have been. Especially the year that Peyton did, he had an outstanding offensive year. I forget exactly what year that was, but he threw for a ton of yards.
I mean, I hate to say it, but is Peyton Hillis really the best player that we could have picked from Madden 12? It's nostalgic,
Fan vote.
but
It was a fan vote.
It was a fan vote. Yeah,
I know.
Bring
but
those back.
absolutely.
I know they did that for the Madden Mobile, right? But
I mean, they alternate covers all the time. Or not covers, but the game changes the icon every now and then for the updates and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But for the cover itself, I absolutely agree. They should bring that back. All right, Matt, I might have asked you this question. Remind me if I had or not. Who is the first division to all be featured on a Madden cover? Did I ask you that question? No.
No.
is it the NFC East
Well, they don't.
Nope.
or the NFC North?
NFC North. Yep. This
Sorry.
is the first division to all be completely featured on it.
I was gonna say I was working through it because you got the Commanders and then the other teams we just named. Yeah, it's NFC North.
Yes, and two of those teams were featured on technically the same cover. The Lions and Vikings both shared a cover for the 25th anniversary. I asked Matt this question: who were those players?
Yeah, so I know the first one was Barry. I know the Vikings player was their quarterback. I have no clue.
Incorrect. No.
No.
It was not.
That
This is
wasn't
fun.
Barry.
It was Barry. You
Along
got that
the
one
lines
right.
Of Barry.
So Barry was the correct one, and it was
Mhm.
not the Vikings quarterback.
Correct.
No. The Vikings are on the cover, but think along the lines of Barry.
Think it's a 25th anniversary, so they did
It's an AP.
then. It was Adrian Peterson. Yep. Who was the first New England Patriot to be featured on a Madden cover?
Was it Gronk in 17?
Gronk in 17. Look at you, man. This is dope. And then Brady followed immediately after for the GOAT edition in 18.
This was my childhood, and that's why it hurts me to my soul that I'm I just don't care enough about Madden now because I mean I grew up playing Madden. Madden was I loved that game. I have so much nostalgia for Madden and all of these old different Maddens and everything. but the game just EA's gonna sue me for defamation. I'm gonna stop talking. But
You're allowed to have an opinion.
no, I know. I'm joking.
All right, so this one's probably gonna make you upset. Oh, hold on a minute. I just read this. I am very wrong. Actually, the first division to all be featured on Madden covers, technically the NFC West. So crazy stuff there. It depends on whether or not you count the Cowboys and 49ers cover, which is the 95 cover, which is essentially the same thing as the Panthers Jaguars, where one was tackling the other.
No.
It has to have a player. It has to be a player.
Yes.
This one's probably going to make you mad. Can you name one of the Madden covers that the Cowboys were featured on?
No, because they haven't. I can't think of a memorable Madden game. I'm sure. I know Dion was probably on one of them, right?
No, I don't think it was him.
Dion wasn't on one of them.
No. Nope, it wasn't Dion. Yeah, no, it wasn't Dion.
Yeah, since I've been playing Madden, the Cowboys haven't been good. So, no, I can't.
So, this is gonna make you mad. The Cowboys have not been featured on a standard edition of Madden at all. The Cowboys were featured in '95 on a special edition. I think this was an alternate, like a different language or something like that. And then in 2019, they were on the Hall of Fame edition, and it was Terrell Owens that was featured.
Really?
He was wearing a Cowboys uniform?
Yes, he was.
You said special edition.
Why?
Hold on.
I can pull it up.
19?
Yeah, hold on. I'll just share my screen.
You, but why would T.O. be wearing the Cowboys uniform?
See, look, I'll share my screen.
Yeah, again, I don't doubt you. I'm just like, why?
Yeah,
would
I was just. I know
that.
Ben was looking it up.
I remember that. Yeah, okay, I do remember that.
Yeah, Hall of Fame
Sure,
edition.
yeah.
Crazy
Wow.
stuff.
So
right?
all those guys got covers?
No, I believe it was just Terrell Owens, but these were the guys that were featured in I believe the package, like the Madden Ultimate Team package or something. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
your choice of 1 of 5 elite. Hall of
See,
Fame
look at
legends
that,
below.
Dolphins. Anyways,
Yeah, right.
the Broncos.
But no, Terrell Owens was featured on the cover.
I do remember that. I was too poor to afford it. Anyways,
I don't think I bought a special edition of Madden until later on. But
how have
yeah,
you ever bought the special edition? Now that I have money, it's not. But no. Anyways,
it's not an interest of mine.
I don't want to spend this shitting on. This has been fun.
Matt, what was your first Madden game you ever played?
The first one, 06.
Yeah. 06. Okay. All right. Ben?
I think it was Madden 07.
Yeah. It was Madden 07 for me too. All right. I'm gonna draw the line there. That was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. I know. So here's the thing, guys. Like, Matt and Ben don't play Madden anymore, obviously. But I think
Really?
I think
him and I for very different reasons.
yeah.
Why? What's your reason?
I can't make money off of it anymore. Like I can't follow metas anymore.
Oh.
Like I'm unk now. I'm out of high school. I can't follow metas anymore. And if I'm not making money on the game, I'm not playing it.
That's crazy. Yeah, so for those who don't know, based off of obviously what you guys were saying, at one point in time, Matt was a very good Madden player and was competing in like Madden tournaments competitively. It's a little tidbit. So if you guys didn't know that, I figured that I think it was like one night at like 3:00 that you were just like, oh yeah, I did this.
Yeah.
But
That's
I think it's a shit game. That's a reskin. They haven't added anything new or worthwhile. Like,
Yeah.
cool. You changed the kicking meter this year.
You added more.
Okay.
It's like 2K. Yeah, it's like 2K. All right, let's go ahead and dive into our last segment of the day. Matt, do you want to go ahead and share your screen?
Yeah. I'll pull up Weddle.
Weddle. I hope I can get one under my belt. That'll be nice.
Breaking news, according to Yahoo Sports, the gap is not close between Kyler Murray and J.J. McCarthy.
It's not. It's from both like
Really?
are they gonna play and can they play? It's not close.
I'm so excited to have the Vikings conversation at the end of the month, early next month. We will be starting, a peek behind the curtain. We'll be starting the division record prediction and everything. I'm abundantly excited to have this Vikings conversation because, as much as it's like my bit that like JJ McCarthy is going to be the starting quarterback, like JJ McCarthy is the reason that team didn't make the playoffs. Like, the Vikings are a really good football team. I'll leave it at that. So I don't, so I still have points to talk about, but we'll do Weddle. Weddle's always fun.
All right. So easy mode, y'all know the rules. If not, follow along. I'll go with Jackson Smith and Jigba first off. My new bit might be Ohio State players.
I'm interested to see next week or in the hard if Dexter's still out of the game or not.
They took him out, right?
Yeah. He's gone.
Yeah, Matt, it's you.
Well, I don't know.
And his name is actually the Emerald City route artist.
Route runner. Yeah. Route artist, yeah.
Get it right, buddy. 23-year-old running back in NFC. Gibbs is too old.
Is it Irving?
No,
Bucky?
He's not.
No, Bucky.
Bucky, 6'3".
Oh no, he's not.
Wait, are tight ends don't? It's not my guess, but like type in Dallas in there. See if Dallas Goddard pops up.
Well,
okay, so tight ends are available. Okay.
Yeah.
Word. I thought it was just quarterbacks, wide receivers. Okay, I didn't realize tight ends were in there. Obviously, tight end. Or at least I think it is.
Yeah, very low number.
Very low number. But like, what running back is 6'3", not named Derrick Henry? NFC. I mean, if you guys have ideas, obviously I'm open. NFC North or South? North. That's your division, buddy. Was there a young tight end that's coming? I mean, Kyle Pitts, I guess, but that doesn't.
You were 7, doesn't he? Yeah,
the number doesn't work. Yeah, I'll do Kyle Pitts to see if it's a tight end or not. Age doesn't work either, but Kyle Pitts not in the game.
Weddle slacking, man.
Okay.
Here, I'll put Barner. There you go.
Kate Otten. Sure, it is a tight end.
Wow.
I see. I wanted you to pick one that was in the South.
You just wanted to figure out if it was a tight end.
Well, I wanted a tight end in the South to figure out the division and the position. No, don't waste it.
It's in the South.
All right. Hold on. So, I don't think.
It's JT Sanders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What number does JT Sanders even wear?
0.
That's so stupid. In easy mode, that's crazy. Anyways. All right. I have to find a new bit. Kyle Monungai.
Is he in here yet? No. How do you spell it?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Back at it, not giving us any information at all from the jump. Went from Dexter to Kyle Monungai. Didn't give us shit.
So he's defense.
I swear if like Tuesday is just like their special teams day, I'm gonna have a fit. Okay, it's not. Okay, so he's
not on the Browns.
Middle-aged in the AFC, plays defensive line. Doesn't give me a whole lot here. I guess. I could. I don't like overthink it.
Just say something.
No. We're gonna try to see if we can snipe something ridiculous here.
That's insane.
Watch it. All right. when I snipe someone here, it's gonna be crazy. Christian Barmore. That would have been pretty
shit.
cool. That would have been pretty cool.
That would be fire.
I was gonna go Latu. Just do Latu for my guess, I guess.
Latu's too small. Whoa, Latu 6'5". Didn't think it was 6'5". Wow.
Yeah.
Number didn't work anyway.
I was a Latu guy too, but it was just short arms. T-Rex arms.
I mean, Will Anderson is not 26.
Will Anderson is not 26. Great.
Josh Hines Allen is not 26.
Josh Allen is not 26.
I can't think of Trayvon Walker's number right now, but it's definitely not in the 70s.
I think he's a single digit number. Or a double digit, like 11 or something.
Is he?
Yeah.
Well, that still wouldn't work because Manon guy is higher. I gotta see if this can work back around. I got nothing right now.
So it's a Texan.
Let's just see if I can get the right team. I'm trying to throw it off. Yep. I know that none of those would work, but I'm not gonna give you any.
Yeah, well, I mean that's a hope, right? You try to figure out the team without giving up, any other information. Texans to the Texans. Yeah, I mean, I'll go the route that you did, Matt. We'll do Danielle Hunter.
It's a Houston Texans.
D-line. I don't know. I'll throw.
Ooh.
Just do Will Anderson.
Ooh. I think I might know who that is.
26-year-old defensive line.
Come on.
Texans. I don't know it.
Matt's got the final guess. I just realized that there's only 8 guesses. Oh, I'm sorry. Never mind.
No, there's
10.
10 guesses.
8 and easy,
Yeah,
I think.
buddy.
My bad, yo.
It is your bad, yo.
Dude, this is where I have to get in the bag.
This is where I'm waving the white flag and Googling it.
I
think I think I know what it is.
trying to think of there's one guy who comes to mind where it's just like that's just ridiculous that he comes to my mind.
Can I jump you?
No. It's my guess.
I have to set a timer here.
The only guy that comes to mind is Dylan Horton, which is just insane. Which, there's no way he's still on this roster. He's in the game, but...
He's in the game.
This is where it's the defensive line just aggravates me. I want to know edge or interior. Can't be Rankins. He's too old.
It's eating me away.
I'm seeing it now. Yeah.
Can we get a shot clock?
It can't be an edge. Yeah,
Man, I'm giving you 30 seconds.
Okay, it's fine. Did they sign anybody? I'm trying to think of their roster now.
The player I have in mind was on their team last year.
Yeah, it should be.
You've got 10 seconds.
That was not 30 seconds.
I'm watching the clock right now.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put Dylan Horton. There's just no shot. I think he's a Niner now. No, he's still on here.
Is it Tommy Togiai?
Tommy Togiai. It is. Good call.
Right.
Yeah, classifying
I remember
Williamson
him
and
just
Tommy
like
Togiai is
eating
the same
up
position
the
as
interior. I remember like watching like a random one of these games and just being like, who in the right mind is this big Samoan like run stopper who's just stopping everything that is like headed his way? I forget which team it was, but like they were playing a team this past year and the team was on like they had like 97 yards or something to go, and as a team does, they were like running it up the gut to try to make room for their punter, and he just absolutely like stuffed it. So
All right. Is that all? What any closing comments?
no, next week's show will be on Thursday. Next week's show is gonna be a fun show. Next week's show is gonna be the quarterback rankings. Expect lots of arguing, I think, lots of fighting, maybe screaming back and forth. I think it's the most that you guys will get out of the bunch of us, like actually like arguing with each other. It's gonna be fun. Like reviewing it last year, like yikes, woof. But it was fun. There'll still be a lot of moves like made. They're like Drake London signed a contract extension. He's making like $35 million a year now. I think it's like 4 years, 100. Yeah, well, hey, it makes the Devontae Smith contract look better when he's only making $25 million. Just saying. There was a safety that got extra money on their
Didn't Pat
contract.
Surtain?
Or it was Pat Surtain. That's who it was. I knew it was a DB. Got like an extra like $5 million or something. So just like marginal extension moves, along the lines of like what we saw last week with Nico Collins and everything. Just teams locking down their guys, giving them a little bit of extensions because they got a little bit extra, cash on hand and whatnot. Anyways, I don't want to talk too long because I could talk forever. Fun episode. Excited to do the quarterback show next week.
Yeah. Did you guys like the Madden thing? I think that was cool, right?
I enjoyed like methodically going through each division and like having to think back. I enjoyed it.
I'm glad I could, rake the brains a little bit and get you to think on a week to where our content is kind of short. Also, I want to thank everybody for tuning in on a Tuesday. That's pretty cool. Feels like a Wednesday. Matt, anything?
Feels like a Wednesday. Is there a difference? No follow-up. No follow-up.
All right. Well, thank you guys again for tuning into the Pigskin Project. We want to thank Spotify for Podcasters, Regional Radio Sports Network, and Uppercuts Grooming for helping us grow as a podcast. And lastly, we had 100 subscribers on YouTube, everybody. Woo!
Let's go! Woo!
We did. Yeah, thank you for all the support. That was pretty awesome. I wanted to save that for last. So thank you guys for the support. It only took us almost 200 episodes. So here's to the next 100. And we will see you guys next week for the quarterback show. Take it easy, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your week.